Hugo.
Hi, Dean. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Very good, thank you. We're just part of the lunch break in Cloud. Not lunch? Is it lunch? No. The second break.
Second break, exactly.
In Cloud Technology Townhall Tallinn 2025. So there's a bit of background noise. Hopefully this comes out okay.
Yeah.
You are part of Patch My PC?
Correct. Yeah, I'm a customer engineer for Patch My PC. I've been here for almost 2 years now, and I try to be as present as I can when we are at these events. Like, I really love them, to engage with the community, to show our company, our brand, and just, engage with people as well.
Awesome. So how have you found the event from a attendee perspective? Have they been interested in what your solution does?
I would say definitely it's an interesting event. We did have very good conversations, especially with some MSPs as well, that they were interested in the product and they were not actually familiar with us,
right.
Which is quite good, because when we go to these sort of conferences, we do tend to see a little bit more of a saturated market, that people already know who we are and they are mainly already customers. It's not really the case here, so I think that's a very positive thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Patch My PC is obviously a very well-known name in this arena. I personally know that, obviously. So it's good to hear that you have people who have never heard of you, and I've actually seen people come across and say they haven't heard of Patch My PC. So that is really fun to see.
Yeah, definitely. It's a positive change, I think, because this is exactly what we want, right? Of course, it's good to still show up for the community and the people who are already actually customers and still be there for them. But this is kind of the goal of these events, to capture new people, new companies, that we can also help them basically with the product that we offer. Yeah.
Exactly, because the way social networking works and the way these things work, it almost becomes an echo chamber, doesn't it? Where if you aren't in that chamber, then you don't hear about these things, and so there are many people who haven't heard of.
Exactly, simply because they're not in they're not in this kind of circle, this group little, so it makes it a little bit hard for them to be aware of all the things, because technology, I mean, it evolves at a super rapid pace, so it's hard to keep track with everything within the industry, right?
Exactly.
So
Talking about technology evolving, how is Patch My PC evolving? What are you currently working on? Can you share anything that's
Sure, definitely. I think one of the big things that we always have been asked, both by existing customers and by potential customers, is the ability to also patch macOS devices, which up to now we really were not able to support. It's not out for the public just yet, but it is currently in private preview. So we do have a handful of customers who are already trying out the feature, and we're looking forward to actually release it still within 2025. So I cannot say a specific timeline just yet. It's going to be in, I don't know, June, March, October, but for sure 2025 we'll be able to support macOS devices as well, which is something that the community was actually looking for quite a lot. Yeah. And
so supporting macOS device, I won't delve too much into how, because maybe you can't share, but do you have many applications that are already do you have a library? Is that how it would work?
Basically, it's going to follow the same logic as we do with the Windows devices, so where we also have our own curated catalog, so basically of applications. But like you said very well, I unfortunately cannot get too much into the details of it just right now. Sorry about that, Lee.
That's okay. But another question then, does the Windows app, the Windows solution, use an app on devices, like an agent?
No, basically our solution is totally agentless in that sense. So the way that our software acts is pretty much as a layer, if we think about it. So we always need a management infrastructure that's already existing, and that can either be Intune or SCCM, and basically then our software just sits on top of that to basically do its magic, so to speak. And in the case of Intune, the EME, or the Intune management extension, is the actual agent that we're just leveraging to basically push out the apps and the actual updates as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
Would that be without? Maybe you can't say, but would that be the same for Mac, do you think, or would there be an agent?
I cannot go into the details here right now. Yeah, so sorry about that.
Because I think it's very important to be agentless. I think that's one of the huge benefits, because there are so many agents coming to devices these days.
Yeah, definitely.
You look at a Windows device in the task tray, and it's just a big. Yeah. When you buy a new PC, like from Dell or HP, or any vendor, obviously, the task tray is just full of
icons, shortcuts, right? Like hooking up resources of the machine. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's great that at least the Windows solution definitely doesn't use an agent, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, but actually it's funny because I agree with you 100%. I also prefer, personally, at least not speaking for the company, but personally I also prefer an agentless solution. But we do have some potential customers that they are a little bit put off due to the fact of us not having an agent, because maybe they're not using Intune, maybe they're not using SCCM or Configman, and they would prefer that we would offer as well some sort of agent. So there's also that feedback. I, again, cannot really go into any details right now for that, but just put this out there, basically.
That's interesting. I mean, obviously it's limited in what Intune can collect from a device versus Config Manager.
Correct.
For many reasons, I'm sure, but
yeah,
I guess if you have the need to collect more information than Intune collects, then maybe you do need or want an agent. So. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, there's different business cases, but like I said, I think from my personal standpoint, agentless is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
But we cannot also forget that there are then specific companies that would actually prefer and require an agent. Yeah. So yeah, there's just that. Just wanted to leave this out there.
That's good to hear. So obviously we're at Cloud Tech Tallinn.
Sure.
Any thoughts for the event? It's your first time here, I assume,
in
this event. So any feedback for the organizers, suggestions for future attendees, anything you think?
I think it's been great so far. Like one very positive point, and I know this is not maybe super related to the actual conference itself, but the lunch yesterday was actually quite good. So kudos to the organizers on that, because sometimes on these events you just have like little snacks, small sandwiches, or something you can kind of just bite on a little bit. But no, yesterday the lunch was really, really good. The food was really tasty and a proper meal. So first of all, kudos for that. Then also in terms of organization, I think it was really nice that basically you were able to move the space for the coffee for the attendees to also kind of flock a little bit more towards the vendors' booths, because prior to that the traffic was a little bit slow, because they would kind of be gathering around where the coffee tables were, and once you guys moved them, that was really great.
And I think it's just making it clear to attendees where the things they can see and do
exactly
are, because otherwise they wouldn't wander around the venue on their own if they have coffee and stuff,
Exactly. And I've seen some of the sessions as well. Of course, not all of them, because I do also need to man the booth. But from the few sessions that I've seen, part of it, they're always full. So the people do seem quite interested in that, which is quite good. Because if you're also speaking on a session, it's not nice that you're just talking to maybe 2 or 3 people, right? Rather have a full house. So I think, it's been quite a positive conference so far.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Thank you so much for joining me on this short video. Great to meet you.
No, thank you for the opportunity, Dean. Have a good one, and thank you for the invite once again.
Thanks.
Okay? Thank you.